Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel Chess Access, where I will give you access to my chess games, both online as over the board. So I played 2 games against Blunderman recently. One game I edited into 2 persons perspective on my channel. The other one is on Blunderman's channel. So please go check them out, both on my channel as on Blunderman's channel. Owen from Blunderman, or Owen, Mr. Blunderman, he put the game I'm about to show you on his channel, and I want to just show you my analysis of this game, just my analysis, on my YouTube channel also. So this is the first game we played, which is on Blunderman's channel with dual perspective. So we both explain our thoughts. So this is what happened. So I was black, he was white, and he was going for the Jibaba London system. I know that he normally does. He's been studying it. I think he studied it from Simon Williams, Ginger GM, but also from another guy whose name I cannot remember. They both have slightly different ideas, but anyway, this pawn is just to prevent him from coming in and forking, winning my rook, because he was obviously checking me. He sort of solidified his pawn structure. I did mine. I'm blocking out my bishop temporarily, but it's gonna come out later. He straight away starting to push the pawn. I obviously cannot take because it's defended. So I challenge the center straight away. He takes, I take, and I need to retreat with my knight. I choose this square. He solidifies his pawn. So what you're about to see is we're both getting into a bit of a rather strange situation, because he's got pawns coming up this side of the board. My pawns are going to go upside that of the board. So I don't want to castle this way into the pawn storm, and he doesn't want to castle that way into my pawn storm. But both of our other side is completely open, so it's not safe to castle that side either. So yeah, a bit of a tricky game. So I start pushing my pawns, and yeah, he wanted me to develop rather than push the pawns, but and I did actually fail to see that he could actually go there. And now it's with the tempo, so now I need to move. So I probably better would have maybe brought my knight out here first to prevent them from coming in and then start pushing, something like that. Because now I need to react, and obviously when you're reacting, you're already a bit behind. Even though the position is quite equal, even though this move Stockfish didn't like, because I go down from half a point up to a point down. Yes, and I didn't want to take him, because that would mean he would recapture, looking at this pawn, which would force me to either castle or protect with the rook and lose castling right, and I don't want to castle this side. So I didn't want to take the knight. So I thought, like, instead of just waiting, let's attack these two. And I know from looking at his video, he considered for a while going for a sacrifice. And I quickly want to see what would have happened. He considered going here, taking this, and obviously I need to take it because he's forking. No, Stockfish doesn't like it. But he thought like he could go in with a check. Okay, hang on. So rather than capturing straight away, you want me to go in there with a check? Okay. Yes, I think that he might have actually thought of this. He didn't do this, but he was thinking about it. So, because if I take, he could come in with a check. And yes, I can block. But then I would be attacking two pieces. So yeah, he decided not to do it after some consideration because he thought it was a bit too dangerous. But Stockfish doesn't like this. He said take it. So he said take it, castle? No. So defend? No. Step over here with the king. And Stockfish says you're solid. Slightly behind. Okay. But anyway, none of this happened because I went here. We traded off. He needed to because otherwise he would have lost a knight or double up his pawns. Say if he wouldn't have taken it, but if he would have, it would just be like an awkward pawn structure. So he took, I took, he checks. Yeah, he could have threatened checkmate here. And that would have forced me into castling into this pawn storm, which would have been really tricky. So he didn't see that, thankfully. So now I block, apparently with the right move, but now this is getting a bit stuck, which is unfortunate. So maybe it would have been better if I would have taken with the bishop. What does Stockfish recommend? Yeah, he likes it also, because now he's forced to take. Because if he doesn't, I'm just gonna get his. So he's probably. I probably would have. Yeah, because I got into some trouble. So I would have been better off with the bishop than the knight, because now he is kind of forced to trade, and we're still in this position, and then he might take, and we're just changing pieces. Okay, so that's a good thing to consider for next time, because I went there, and because it's pinned, I can't actually take his knight, and obviously I can't take his bishop because that's not the way a knight moves. So my knight was stuck. So I need to consider that for next time, that if I go for a defensive move, that is the move I'm making, the piece I'm moving, that it actually doesn't get stuck. So I'm pushing the pawn, he's castling, which Stockfish doesn't like, and I was quite surprised because he's obviously castling into an open space. So he says castling the other way is better. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so he recommended castling even though there's pawns coming up. I did actually consider it because I thought, like, if he's going to push pawns now, the further he pushes, the weaker his king is going to get. So this maybe wouldn't have been a great move. But I thought, if he starts pushing, I have two attackers on this pawn. That was my idea. But with that, I also saw, which didn't happen, he could, hang on, let me get rid of this. He could fork me here, forking these two pieces, even though Stockfish doesn't like it, which would have meant that I would have had to move away here, and he could take, and I would lose castling rights. But according to Stockfish, this is not bad. Pretty good position. So he didn't do that, and I didn't want to actually take, and yeah, I just decided for whatever reason to advance with my pawn, and now he forces me to take, and now I thought like I need to get out of this mess before he moves over here, and the way I did is to go here with stuff he doesn't like. Okay. Yeah, you could come over here and put a tempo on my rook, but I thought like I'm attacking his bishop, so he can't come in with this knight move. You need to react to this. So which you could have done. Hang on, excuse me. Got a message on my computer. So he takes, I take, still lose castling rights, and I lost a pawn, and that was an important pawn because now obviously this pawn is weak also. So my rooks are. He actually decides to just abandon this pawn and get myself pinned. That doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right. So he says just push the pawn. It's the best. But then he pushes and he's just gonna get my... Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah. I'm just pinning his queen. Okay. But I would have never thought of this. I was just concerned about this pawn and didn't see the tactic. Yeah, there was another time in this game where there was a similar tactic, which I failed to notice also, because now these rooks are completely stuck to defending these two pawns. And he brings in his bishop, which doesn't look to be a good move. And I thought like, hang on, I'm actually gonna go in here, grab this pawn, or go for maybe for a perpetual check, which he prevents, which he doesn't really like. And I thought like, yeah, he still recommends pushing the pawn. Reason being is that if he takes, I'm pinning his queen. So I actually can't take. And then if he doesn't take, I can. So say, let's say if he doesn't take and he maybe, I don't know, advances. No. Let's say if he pushes his king up like Stockfish recommends, let's say he would have found the right move. I take. He takes. No. Yeah, so I had some chances here which I missed. He might have just made the right moves anyway, but I failed to notice a few things. And I was trying to get into the defense with his with my queen, which the computer didn't like. He blocked it, and actually what I think I should have done, because I went all the way back, yes, I should have gone here. Reason being, I think, is that I can go next move, let's say, I don't know, just for whatever reason, I don't know. I could go here or here, maybe even, actually, probably none of here, here, because otherwise you could push the pawn, and then, yeah, then you could probably just block with the rook or something. Yeah, so I was trying to find a way in, but I couldn't find a way in, and it probably, well, maybe, no. No, okay, anyway, so it was rough to get in with my queen, so I stepped back all the way, which is not the right way to go about things. I moved all the way back, and I was getting low on time. It took some time. Oh, actually I had 2 minutes, but I was a bit desperate of my position, to be honest. And looking at Stockfish, he says I'm 3 points down, which is so the right feeling I had. I was being squeezed. Blunderman actually did think this wasn't such a really bad move, but I did realize that he could like check me here and we'd have to exchange the queen for 2 rooks, which isn't that bad if only I would still have my bishop. But obviously I'm sacrificing my bishop. I thought like if I sacrifice, he takes, I'm in with my queen, because I was trying to get in with my queen and get some perpetual. But obviously he takes and I take, and he can just check me here, and anything I do is just going to be a checkmate. That's a mate in 4. If I go here, it's a mate in 1. If I go here, it's a mate in 5. Yeah, I'm 6 points down in this case. So I knew I had to sacrifice my queen for 2 rooks, but then it was just all over, and I made a mistake here. Not just yet, actually. Now I made a mistake because the bishop is in the line with my rook. When I was here, he couldn't go there because I would just take his bishop. But now he can pin me and win a rook. And yes, I can win his bishop, but it's like a rook versus a queen. And he just munches on my pawns. And I make a mistake here because now he can just grab this pawn, winning my rook. And it's resigned down. So, rough game. Hope you learned something from it. I played with 60% accuracy. Owen Blunderman didn't actually play too great either. He missed some opportunities. He played with 70% accuracy. But yeah. Lesson learned. I mean, he's 1985. I'm currently at 1060. But my highest rating is 1153 or something. So there's like 800 points difference. What can you do? It was just good fun. The other game is, as I said, on my side also. I played a bit better, he played a bit better. It was a long grind. Yeah, go check it out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.